the recap of the story so far. So last time in Heavensward, we were in Azizla, so the big floating city of the Alligans. The Alligans created. We were chasing after the Elf Pope. The Garleans had followed in behind us. And we were making our way through there. Some of our squad remained behind to fight off the Garleans and sent us forward. They sent us forward to an area where there's some Mericidia dragons. And Mericidia is a continent to the south. And there was a lot of them that had broken free because the Alligans had captured many of them. We're sort of just like roaming around. And we met up, Midgard Somar like appeared before us and he was just like, one of my first brood is here. And we met up with that first brood. That first brood being a lady dragon by the name of Tiamat. And she was being restrained. Like she was imprisoned still within her bonds. And we spoke with her and she told us the story of how the Alligans had attacked the Mericidian dragons, how they had slayed her beloved and another part of the first brood, Bahamut. How Midgard Somar told us how he first came to this star with 7 eggs, and those 7 eggs became the first brood. And when the first brood hatched, they spread out across all of Heidlin. And Tiamat and Bahamut had gone to the south to Mericidia, while like Nidhogg and Hraesvalgar and Ratatoskr had stayed in Eorzea and Ratatoskr. That's only 5, so there's 2 more out there that we haven't met yet in the story. And yeah, two of those 5 are dead, that being Bahamut and Ratatoskr. But anyway, so she spoke of how the Alligans had attacked her and and Bahamut, how they had slain her beloved Bahamut, and in her grief she was approached by the Ascians, and they told her of a way to bring her beloved back. But when she did this summoning ritual, she realized it was a mockery of her beloved. That was just a creation, and that it wasn't actually Bahamut. And so she's remained, even after all these years in the Alligan Empire being gone, she's remained imprisoned. She sees it as sort of penance for her actions. So yeah, we speak of that with her. She lets us know a little bit, I guess, about shit going down. And then Midgard Somar says that he has watched our deeds. He has observed us. And through speaking with Tiamat, apparently we also reignite the final crystal of light, the crystal of flame. Becomes reignited, so the full blessing of light now back online again. Midgard Somar says that we've reignited it through our own actions, and that he deems us worthy of the blessing of light. Apparently, the reason he stripped it from us and put this wall between us and Heidlin was because he wanted to test us, which is a bit of an asshole move. Like he couldn't have tested us in other ways. I mean, I guess he couldn't have trusted Heidlin, I guess, to have given this blessing. He had to make sure on top of that, which is grand and all, but but a lot of shit happened because the blessing of light got taken away. Like many deaths, at least 2 deaths can be attributed to Midgard Somar taking away the blessing of light from us. One being Brita, because the Ascian that got into the place that took us by surprise got into the place because we lacked the blessing of light. And 2 being Sail. And I say this because if we had the blessing of light at the time that we retrieved the key from Bismarck, they wouldn't have retrieved the key. They wouldn't have made it through the barrier. And therefore, when we went to go pierce the barrier to chase after them through Azizla, the Garleans wouldn't have followed after us, and Ysael died defending us against the Garleans. Not to say Ysael could have died in another way, but I'm just saying, inadvertently, I think 2 deaths can be linked to us lacking the blessing of light. And so I'm just like, really? All that for that shit, Midgard Somar? But it's like, okay, whatever. Whatever, he proves us worthy of the blessing of light. And then he's just like, I will not fight for you, but I offer you my wings. And then we get the Midgard Somar mount. There he is. There he is, our boy. Midgard Sohm, we're all grown up, a real boy now. A whole backpack and everything. So yeah, so we get to fly around on Midgard Sohm if we want to. But yeah. So he flies us up. That was the last quest for the Aether Currents that we needed to fly in Az's Law. He flies us up to the main area, and then we do a dungeon. We fight our way through the Allegan stuff. We also fight back some of the Garleans that have also made their way into here, including we push back Van Hydrus, whatever his first name is, something Van Hydrus, who's the cool helmet guy. And he just bams off again eventually. He's still out there somewhere. We haven't slain him yet. At the end we face Ilgnir or whatever, the Lady Ascian, and Lahabrea. And we fight them. They do this cool fusion dance. They combine into spooky Ascian Prime. We fight them too, and we defeat them. And after defeating them, we toss our one white orsite at the Lady Ascian. We kill her using the power of the eye to manifest the aether needed for the Blade of Light, the eye that was given to us for safekeeping by Estinian. And then Elf Pope shows up. And Elf Pope is just like, you have to rely on mortal contrivances to slay an Ascian. And then he reveals to us that the second eye of Nidhogg was kept on the body of Heldrath, the first Azure Dragoon. Apparently, eventually he had succumbed to the eye had fused with him, and his body refused to decay, and it was just sort of like infused into the body of Heldrath. And it was kept entombed with him. Elf Pope then summons a primal onto himself, becomes the incarnation of King Thordan, as we suspected might happen. And then he takes Heldrath, he uses the eye, the second eye's power for that. And then he takes on Heldrath's body and forms it into, and the eye, and forms it into a sword. And then he slays Lahabrea. So he just did that. So that's 2 more Ascians down. But he's just like, come face me. So then we jump straight from a dungeon into a trial. With King Thordan and his Knights 12, the round table. So we're facing down all these mother truckers. We killed them all. The Elf Pope is just like, what are you? Like he's so scared of us. We are so powerful. Yeah, he dies. We kill him. Then Estinian comes in. Estinian holds on, we give Estinian back one of the eyes. He takes the other eye out of Haldrath's body. And he's just like, finally, I can be done with this. I will just dispose of these eyes far away from where a man or dragon can reach them. But in that moment of relief of his task almost being done, apparently that's the crack in the armor that the essence of Nidhogg needs. And the eyes overtake Estinian. Estinian becomes Nidhogg's wrath incarnate. He forms into basically he becomes the incarnation of Nidhogg. So he's like Nidhogg reborn. He becomes dragon. That looks exactly like Nidhogg. So now we got poor Estinian as the incarnation of Nidhogg too, with both his eyes. That's brooding out there, just waiting to strike. But we did slay the Elf Pope, so we did do that. So we go back to Ishgard on Dragonback, on Midgard Somer, on the back of Midgard Somer. We land. They knock their bows, but Sir Ameryk's just like, wait, hold on a second. That's the Warrior of Light. We inform him that we won. Midgard Somer and Amerk have a little bit of chat. Midgard Somer's just like, what do you wish to do from now on, men of Ishgard? And Ameryk's just like, we want peace. And Midgard Somer's just like, very well, we shall try for peace, but your children will probably have to continue this mission for peace because it will take some time for it to happen. And Ameryk's just like, we'll have to hold on to this wish. And then that's the end of the main story, A Realm Reborn. Then we jump into post story. There's in the credits, Ishgard signs up to be through Sir Amerk, signs up to be part of the Alliance again. They rejoin the Eorzean Alliance. All the leaders are there, and they do like their little like put their weapons in, like one for all, sort of like, you know, like let's hands in sort of thing. And they raise the weapons up, and it's just like, all right, we're the Eorzean Alliance again. Then we jump into post-main story. We talk with Sir Amric. Sir Amric's just like, yeah, so, you know, after the Warrior of Light rode in on Dragonback, it was kind of hard to explain. We had to explain everything to the people, so we told them the full truth and held nothing back. He especially said, like, after 1,000 years of lies, he wanted to be completely truthful. But some people are obviously having a hard time accepting it. Some of the low-born are, like, starting to harass the clergymen, et cetera, and et cetera. You know, like after years of believing themselves, years and years and their entire lives believing their cause to be righteous, to find out it's not quite, and that their ancestors were the ones to sin in the first place, to start this war. It's a lot to believe, especially since we don't really have any proof. So yeah, so things are a bit shaky, but Amric sends us with Lucia. And Lucia wants to make contact with the dragons of Anyx Trine. So she wants to talk with, on a diplomatic mission, she wants to talk with Vidofnir. And we're just like, okay, we'll act as your guide, and we'll give you an introduction to Vidofnir. And that's where we currently stand, in terms of the post-main story questing. So let's go. I don't want to. I feel like, except for in key moments, I feel like I don't want to just ride around on Midgard somewhere. You know, it was very cool in the moment, but it feels like very, very important. He feels very important, too important to just carry me around all the time. But anyway, so here we are. Alpha now? Strange. This is only my third visit to Tailfeather, yet the first feels as though it were a lifetime ago. Does, doesn't it? There's a lot of shit that happened, right? Welcome to my life, dude! Alright, Lucia. I always imagined the first time I set foot upon Dravanian soil would be at the head of an army. And here I am, ready to treat with the brothers and sisters of mine enemies. Full well do I know how difficult it can be to set aside the past. Though it was I who first proposed recruiting Ysael to our cause, I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I had uttered them. Really? I thought it was a great idea. So I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I'd uttered them, and for a long time after that. I shouldn't have, because it all worked out great. And I thought it was a good plan. Ysael had potential to, you know, like, we knew that she had her doubts, and that, you know, she wasn't just insane. You know, we could speak with her. You know, we could treat with her, and we did. Here was a woman with the blood of innocence on her hands. That is very true. In her great conviction, she did spill the bloods of many innocents. Men, women, children, all slain in the name of the implacable Lady Iceheart. Yeah, but the children were kind of unintentional. They were slain by the dragons in their wrath. And Ysael regretted that. Yet she acknowledged her misdeeds and agreed to join us in a common cause. At our side, she fought in service to the greater good, even unto her dying breath. And while that does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she will be remembered, not merely as a heretic, but as a misguided soul who dreamt of peace. Yep, that was Ysael. Misguided, certainly. She didn't have all the information, but she saw the lies of Ishgard and wanted that to change. Her heart was in the right place. She did a lot of terrible shit. She killed too many innocents, too many people that were just doing their jobs. But And she wasn't working with all the information, but she got there eventually. You ask much, Master Alphino. Yet who can say what might come to pass, should our negotiations bear fruit? You know, there's also the rest of the heretics that are still out there, people that followed under Lady Iceheart. What did she tell them? Who's currently leading them? You know, will they eventually make peace with Ishgardians? Maybe not go back to live in Ishgard, but certainly they will tell the tale of Ysael. Yes, yes, of course. We must press on Anyx Trine, if you'll follow me. Yep, onward we go, onward we go. To Anyx Trine. Here it is. Okay, we are speaking to Vidofnir where she is. Hello, Vidofnir. How goes it? We have an introduction to make. Oh, also I remembered I think they want to invite her to Ishgard. She's going to be fascinating. It's going to be a big show of trust from Vidofnir, but we're a big show of trust for her to come to the lair. But I guess, you know, it's gonna be a big show of trust regardless. Hello, Vidofnir. Thou art ever welcome here, friend of Ysael. You know what happened to her? I guess Ysael wrote it on Velgar's back, so maybe she spoke with you before she did that. But this one, I do not know. Yep, we're here for introductions. She wishes to speak to you as diplomat from Ishgard. Pray, forgive us this unannounced visit, Vidofnir. May I present to you Lucia, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, and our trusted friend. Tis an honor to meet you, Vidofnir. I am come as an envoy of Sir Aymeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and acting leader of the Holy See. Indeed. You may speak, knight. For 1,000 years, man and dragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we believed your kin to be the architects of this war, but now we know the truth. That King Thordan and his Knights 12 did willfully betray and murder the great worm Ratatoska, shattering the peace between our peoples. For 1,000 years, our leaders conspired to conceal this truth, a truth which was at last laid bare by the Warrior of Light, the Azure Dragoon, and Ysael. Alas, a deception so intricately wrought cannot be undone in a moment, and our people labor to accept the truth. After an eternity of war, who would dare to dream that peace could at last be within our grasp? Vidofnir's just like, eternity. It's just 1,000 years. For us, it seems like a fucking long time. Yet dream we must, as Ysael once did. And we must make that dream a reality, as she could not. We humbly beseech you, Vidofnir, join hands with us in friendship once more, but before the eyes of my people in Ishgard. Will you do this act of peace for us to show them that it can happen? Or at least send someone who perhaps might be willing? A most unexpected invitation. I have heard your request, knight. However, I cannot yet give you mine answer. It's okay, take your time, it's a big request. May I ask why? Is it just for consideration? Oh, is there a reason? Do you need help with something, Vidofnir? This matter concerneth my sire. He must needs be consulted. Ah, Hrisvalgar? Very well. Moreover, the Nath grow bold even as they did before, and I would not leave my people at the mercy of the swarm. Again, I thought we made good on the promise with Ravana. Did he not hold his vow twixt summoning? Or are they just doing it even without Ravana being summoned? Despite Ravana not being summoned. I don't know how this fits into, like, I consider, like, the extreme fights. Ooh, they resummoned the primal thing to be like, oh yeah, they totally did. Here's the extreme fight. You know, like, that sort of thing. Like, very thin veneer story reason for a gameplay mechanic. Then we will wait. After 1,000 years at war, we shall not give up on peace for want of patience. Ha, fear not, knight. Thou shalt have mine answer within thy lifetime. I see. So soon. I see. Lucia's just like, all right. I guess we'll wait. Generations, sure thing. If that's all, that's what it takes for dragons. We'll wait. We are holding steadfast to peace. And then Lucia, they're really making like, Lucia's really trying to meet Vidofnir here halfway. She's just like, all right, we'll go by your timeline if you want. So soon, my humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith, until we meet again. Yo, meanwhile, you need help with this shit, Vidofnir? Anything else to say, Vidofnir? Never did I think to see a knight of Ishgard come onto Anyx Trine bearing words instead of steel. Would that the Nath could show the same restraint. Too many children have fallen to their spears and muskets. I'll help. You know, if the one mind grows bold, you know, I never met I don't know what the one mind is. We'll see under that. Oh, hey, fellows. Alright, Lucia? To face such a creature in battle is one thing. To converse with it is quite another. You did great, though, Lucia. I thought you did great. Oh, you really had the speech prepared. Alright, Alpha now? Given the circumstances, I would say that went rather well. To be frank, I'm surprised our proposal was not rejected outright. I thought that went well too. That we have, like, we'll have to consider it instead of just like, no. You know, it could still eventually be no, but we can work with this. We can work with this. To be frank, I'm surprised the proposal was not rejected outright. Whether aught will come of it remains to be seen, however. Mayhaps I should take this opportunity to speak with some of the other dragons. But you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fear for me now. If you're sure. Since we've done this introduction and you're just like, hey, I'm okie dokie, you know? But feel free to speak with the other dragons. Go for it. Well, if you have no further need of our services, we shall continue on to Sharlayan. We hope to welcome a scholar who has agreed to aid us in search of our missing comrades. Then I pray your journey is as swift and uneventful as ours was. And thank you again for sparing the time to assist us, even when such grave matters remain unresolved. Yeah, we still gotta find the rest of the Scions. I can think of no graver matter than a 1,000-year war, one which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice it to say, I would willingly make 1,000 such journeys to ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain. Good words, Alphino. Oh, that I have no doubt, Master Alphino. I only hope the fates will not hold you to your word. Alrighty, Alphino, off to Sharlayan, I guess. Oh, ho, yeah, ho, we're meeting this character now. Yeah, we are. I know who this is. We've heard her name before. Alphino is eager to set out for Sharlayan. So to seem we have time to greet this scholar after all. How delightful. I shall be interested to hear how she means to go about finding Minfilia and Thancred. And Papalimo and Yida. I guess we heard... We found their discarded link pearls. We know vaguely where they escaped to. That might be lying low, but they're also out there. I can only assume she is privy to some new investigative technique. In any event, our first order of business is rendezvous with Yistola in Adalshire. Alrighty, let's see. Alright, Alpha now? Another conspicuously uneventful journey. Conspicuously uneventful. Nothing happened on the way. This is weird. It would seem we are destined to not be late. Stola, hello again, hello. Ah, Kelwyn, it is good to see you. I confess I had assumed your business in Anyx Trine would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Vidofnir go well? As well as can be expected. She must discuss Sir Americ's proposal with Hresvelga, of course, but she seemed amenable to the suggestion. What of the Sharlayan guest? Has she arrived yet? She has, but when I explained that you would be joining us, she asked if she might use the intervening time to explore. I agreed to meet her outside on Front Bridge. We should be on our way. Okay. That was a cool chocobo, and that is a giant jumping electric Kieran? Fucking amazing, dude. Okay, let's see. Let's pick up these last other blue quests to see what these are. There's so many of them. Okay, Midnight Dew. Midnight Dew reckons... Oh, is this for the... maybe do Dennis have extreme modes? Midnight Dew reckons you're the right woman for the job. Now here's the adventure I was looking for. I got a job that needs doing, and something tells me you'll be just the one to do it. Now stop me if I've got this wrong, but a little bird told me that you'd been in and out of the Great Google Library, and that a walking, talking broom of all things showed you the way in. Ah, yeah, we talked to a Sharlayan scholar that enchants with brooms, so yeah. Well, I suppose the latter bit's neither here nor there. Long story short, a certain personage has something they want from that library. A hefty leather-bound tome, to be exact, of course. And they've tasked me with finding the right woman to retrieve it. There's just one rub. Seems some heedless interloper, mind you, I'm not looking to point fingers here, left the door to the forbidden vaults wide open, allowing what seems like every void set in a sorceral abomination in the Encyclopedia Eorzea to saunter in. Did I forget to close the door? Shoot. Alright, miss, I'm sure you agree. Fortunately, the strapping lass standing in front of me knows the place like the back of her hand. I just need you to make like your broom friend, sweep out the nasties, and retrieve the tome for my client. Simple enough, right? I'll meet you there. Oh, okay. You want to join me? We're going in together? Alright. So now let's go for continue the main story questing. And meet with the scholar, but first let's talk to Ishtola. Ishtola? It seems we are early. Shall we wait? Wait, back in Ishgard, what was she trying to tell me? You meet Tara when you rudely cut her off before she could finish? Alright, here we go. Waiting, waiting. There she is!
I'm terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
Oh, voice acted. Yo, what up? It's Cryo! New character. Oops. There you go.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves. Pray, allow me to introduce Krile, who has recently come from the Sharlayan motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
Hello, Krile. I don't know why you have a cat hoodie robe, but it's stylish. Krile be
please,
styling.
think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue.
She has a really nice voice.
You must be the warrior of light.
That's me.
Yes, you certainly do look the part.
Thank you.
A pleasure to meet you at last, miss.
Oh my god, she's so polite. A pleasure to meet you as well.
And who is that I spy but young Alphino Levieux himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
There's lifts in your boots. I think they might be. Last I looked at the boots. Krile is adorable? Heck yeah, she is. Heck yeah. The cat hoodie is an interesting choice, but it is very cute. We're always like, they know each other.
Miss Krile and I met at the studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
Very diplomatic answer, Alphino.
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies.
Wow, 11 years old dude. Holy shit, these younglings.
Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents. Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Oh, this fucking cheeky grin. He's gonna unearth all of Alphino's story of him being a cheeky little brat.
Thank you, Krile.
Dude, that face. Thank you, Krile. No one needs to hear it. No one needs to hear it. Alphino's just like, I've turned over a new leaf.
Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
A dexterous deflection.
Mayhap we should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking.
Wow, dude. Krile coming in here with real mentor energy vibes. I taught Alphino everything I know about wordplay. I mean, Alphino is like the most well-spoken amongst us, so... The poor lad.
Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing Scions.
Yeah, Minfilia has spoken of Krile before. Like, she was on the island with the students of Baldesion or whatever, and she like survived but was like in a coma or something like that. Like, she always talked about her dear friend Krile.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea.
Oh.
Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Okay, and we've tried before. Assumedly we've tried to follow this trail before. So how are you gonna do it?
Then what are you waiting for?
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
We gotta go and treat Matoya.
Forthwith. I think it best that you explain your plan to her in person.
She was like, good luck getting Master Matoya to agree to this. Alright, we're going to visit Matoya again. Good, because she's lonely. She doesn't show up, but she's lonely out there. Alright. Hello? Tetchy Treasure Hunter. Okay. An overgrown ambition. Oh, does this have to do with the dungeon? That's like in the tree place at the center here? I was wondering about that dungeon. There's like a dungeon icon on the map and I'm just like, that'd be cool to go inside, but I don't know the thingy. Okay. A touchy treasure hunter has the look of a woman who has seen rather too many marvels. What? There's one behind me, isn't there? No, thank the gods. I've done enough running for one day. Those goddamn beasts came out of nowhere. It's a wonder we made it out alive. But we can't just leave the treasure there. You look like the sort that's used to risking life and limb. Might be as you could help clear a way through those seed cane and that damn near made a meal of us. We'd see that it was worth your while, of course. If you're interested, let my friend Sonny know. He should be somewhere near the entrance of St. Mossian's Arbitorium. Well, I reckon it's safe to go back to Idleshire and look for a few more hands. We'll need as much help as we can get. Hope to see you at the Arboretum. Okay. Alexander is awesome. You said earlier it says that it has awesome music. I'll get around to it eventually. I'm gonna do all the things in Heavensward, all the things. Okay, yeah, so here's the dungeon. Sonny. Hello. Oh, look at this guy. Afro, okay, hello. You're here to help the Seedkin infest in the Arbitorium? Thank the gods. We've not the number to venture into there ourselves. They use to research plant life from every corner of the realm here, you know. Of course, with no one to look after it, it's all gotten a bit overgrown. Usually, places like this are more trouble than they're worth. But if the parchments we found are anything to go by, there's something in these ruins that could benefit everyone in Idleshire for generations to come. A proper, priceless treasure. It goes without saying that a site as old as this is sure to be stuffed with all sorts of precious relics, which you'd be welcome to keep if you help beat a path for us. We'll fall behind you once it's safe and see if we can't find what we're looking for. St. Mossian's Arbitorium now accessible. Okay, okay. Okay, well maybe we'll do this later. The ruins are bound to be filled with relics that'd satisfy even the most discerning treasure seeker. And they'd be yours to keep, providing you rid the area of beasts for us, like. Love his afro? Yeah. Very, very round, well kept. Very unique look, very unique look. Alright. Hello? Why is there just portal? What was that? I don't know, was that somebody else's ability? That looked funky. Anyway, Alphino? She was less than flattering about my technique when last we met, but this time I have come prepared. Let her belittle my obsidian carbuncle if she dares. Do not tell her I said that. Oh, we're talking about Matoya. The crystal eye is one of Master Matoya's most cherished relics. I doubt very much that she will grant us leave to lay hands upon it unless we can convince her that it is vital to our cause. Okay, gonna attempt. I'm trying to attempt Kril's voice, but I need to hear it again. But we'll take a go. You did say we were headed for a cave, did you not? Because I certainly don't see a cave nearby. Is Master Matoya meeting us on the way or something? Oh, don't worry. This is just Master Matoya's tricksy business. Prospects of meeting the famous Master Matoya seems to have set Krile thinking. Oh, we're getting potions. Excellent, excellent. I have heard many stories of Master Matoya, some quite flattering, others less. Rest assured, they are all true. This way, and have care where you tread. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Here we go. Enter the cave, yes. Oh, we're launching straight into a cutscene. Hey again, Master Matoya. We're here for visits. And important things, but also visits.
Oh. Is that trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
Ha ha ha. This is your favorite Final Fantasy song? This one? It's good, it's good. I like it.
Forgive us, Master Matoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. And may I say how glad I am that age has not yet deprived you of your senses.
Dude, you're still here always with a quip.
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out with it then. What do you want?
Hey, this is Krile.
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Matoya. I am Krile, of the students of Baldesion. I hope you will excuse our unannounced visit.
Baldesion, you say? Ah, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
Which old coot?
Regrettably, our order's headquarters and the Isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
Oh shit, you got the blessing of light? Damn. Not just the echo, the blessing of light?
Krile, you too possess the echo.
Damn.
Well, yes, of course I do.
Well, yes, of course I do. Is it special or anything like that? I don't know, of course.
Our order is devoted to uncovering the mysteries of Hydaelyn and interpreting her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us.
Oh, so of course she is as a student of Baldesion. I see. I was not aware of this fact about the students of Baldesion.
It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia. She and I have rather a lot in common.
I had no idea.
You weren't supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand, but precautions had to be taken.
Why? Just like, I guess you don't want everybody to know it? I mean... Okay. Fair enough.
Yes, that's all well and good, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
Yes, stop talking about other things. Get on with it.
The students of Baldesion are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the Scions of the Seventh Dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found.
Mm-hmm.
You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye.
Oh, it's a crystal of light.
I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing Scions.
Fascinating. That's cool, that's cool.
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Wait here.
Always after artifacts, not my years of experience.
Long did I ponder the nature of this crystal and its familiar radiance, but never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
I guess it's a very peculiar shape for crystal of light, it being round like this, but, you know. Looks like a fortune teller orb.
On the cusp of an umbral calamity, souls blessed with the power of the echo invariably appear.
Oh, interesting. On the cusp of an umbral calamity. Just in greater number, or like only at the cusp of a calamity? Because I'm trying to think of how this melds with what we know of the Echo and Shadowbringers. I don't want to say anything because of the spoilers and stuff like that, but maybe because calamitous events will occur around the calamity that whatever, we'll keep going, That's just something to ponder.
To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light.
Each and every one? I don't know each and every person. Not every person who has the Echo has a crystal of light, right? Or is it truly everyone? I don't know if Minfilia just has one.
But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts. This crystal, born of an earlier era, is infused with a power far greater than those of this age.
Oh.
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in its use.
No two manifestations of the Echo are alike.
Really?
I, for example, can converse with beings of every shape and size, excepting beasts, contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even, the traces of which serve to guide the elementals to Y'shtola.
Well, when they retrieved her soul from the live stream? But can't we talk, we can understand everybody? Or, like, I don't know, us too with the Echo? I thought that was, like, a common ability across all Echo users. But it's like, what's, like, differentiations are we talking about here?
Far-fetched though it may sound, I believe that with your crystal eye, I may be able to pick up where they left off and follow the remaining trail to Thancred. That is, if I have your permission.
I guess I'll have to read over that later, but I guess hers is more precise, more gifted in that particular aspect. I'd love to see more examples of the Echo being manifested in these different ways. You said no Echo manifestation is exactly the same yet. Minfilia is the only other person thus far in the story, I guess, besides Krile, and Ysael, that had the Echo, but ours all seemed pretty similar in that occasionally we bear witness to events from the past. I mean, neither Minfilia nor Ysael seem to have anything else beyond that. You think the Warden had the Echo, the Pope guy? No, he never said that.
So, as long as you don't drop it or take it out of my sight, you may do with it what you will.
Thank you, Master Matoya. Then let us begin.
Locating.
From the Black Shroud, the trail continues to the north and west, towards a mountain, the foot of Som Al. It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock. I think.
Oh, thank God. Wouldn't that have been fucking terrible? You stole you fucking risked a fucking lot doing this shit, dude.
The hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
Okie doke, thanks, Matoya. It's nice visiting you. We'll be back later. Alright, off to Tailfeather then, I guess. Oh, no, wait, on. Oh, gotta turn around there. Yeah, we gotta exit. I thought it put us outside of the cave. No, we're still in the cave. Alrighty. Let's keep going then. Let's keep going. Krile? We had forests like these in the Isle of Val. My grandfather and I used to go for walks together when I could prize him away from his work. This was the least I could do for him, considering everything he has done for me. Taking me in when I was an orphan, raising me as his own, and giving me a name. You didn't think my parents named me Krile Baldesion, did you? I didn't know you had a last name. You were introduced to me as Krile. I guess that goes really against the Lullafell naming conventions. Are you still up? Like, Krile didn't seem to be a completely unusual name for a Lullafell. Thancred may be a capable warrior, but he was wounded when I last saw him. If any beasts were nearby when he emerged from the livestream, he would have been hard-pressed to repel them. Yeah, I guess he did fight a whole bunch of Crystal Braves before he got fucking whooshed away. I don't know if when you teleport through the livestream, you like, I don't know, you come back out injured. If you were injured going in. I guess probably, right? Does it manifest you the same as when you went in? Probably? I don't really know. Were I to find myself in an unfamiliar wilderness, my first instinct would be to seek out signs of civilization. Ordinarily, perhaps, but in his wounded state, he may have not wished to risk contact with strangers of unknown allegiance. Fair enough. Yet even had Thancred chosen to remain in the forest, the hunters would surely have stumbled across his trail. Tailfeathers does not strike me as an isolated outpost, though. Merchants and traders pass through reasonably regularly, do they not? In which case, we'll need to provide a more detailed description when we question the locals. Okay. Fear not, Krile. I have already prepared several sketches of Thancred for this very purpose. Oh, you're an artist, Alphino. This is impressive. You drew him from memory. Oh, you drew from memory as well. Jeez, Alphino. Alphino has talents. A skill I acquired some years ago for reasons I no longer remember. I propose we split into 2 pairs. Yeshua and I will inquire at the outlying camps, while Kelwyn and Krile question the residents of Tailfeather. Afterwards, we shall regroup near Los Asvath and share our findings. Assuming there are no objections, let us be about it. Alright, squad, roll out. My, he certainly has matured, hasn't he? Hard to imagine he was once a boy who practiced drawing for hours to impress young ladies. Is that why he learned drawing? Anyway, we had best get started. Find me when you finish making your rounds. Alright, time to question the hunters of Tailfeather. Alright. Searching for a friend of yours. Let's have a look then. Yeah, he looks like this. A surprisingly accurate depiction of the missing Thancred, suggesting that Alphino may have mistaken his life's calling. Oh well, Alphino should have been an artist, dude. Oh, thank goodness he didn't pursue that route. Because he's been invaluable. No, I ain't seen him around, sorry. Well, thanks anyway, Lupar. How are you otherwise? Nobody here but us and the Chocobos, friend. Maybe someone else knows your man. Alright. Alright, Krile, just out here. Pray, excuse me. Have you seen this man before? Asking around everybody. Have you seen this man? Alright, Malshashan, how are you? We're looking for a friend. Have you seen this person? What do you got there? A sketch? Yeah, have you seen this person? Can't say I know the face. You say he's something of a warrior. I had a tale the other day about a Huron vagabond who brought down a Bandersnatch by himself, and with style. Way they tell it, he was dancing with the beast like it was the bell of a bleeding ball. Sounds like your man? That does sound like Thancred. He's a show-off like that. If this friend of yours is as skilled as you say, then he's sure to have found a way to survive. Still, if he's out there on his own, it's only a matter of time before he runs afoul with something he can't handle. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Alright, we're talking to one more person. Remote, hello? A Huron man. We're not exactly right here, no. Could you be more specific? I'm sorry, I went a little southern, southern carried over. I did spy this bloke a while back. Didn't get a good look at his face, but it could have been him. This was beyond the forest, as I recall, along the river to the west of Tailfeather. I remember thinking he wasn't much of a hunter. The lad was making no effort to cover his tracks, see? That and he was carrying an axe instead of a bow. An axe? I guess if he had to, but that doesn't quite sound like Thancred. If he was hunting chocobos, he was doing a piss-poor job of it. The birds would have spelled him coming a mile away. I know I did. I see. Alright, Krile, we have some information. Finished. In that case, I think we've learned everything we can here. Let's see what the others have found out. Okie dokie, rendezvous with the rest of the squad. Yeah, just outside of Los Asvath. Oh, here we are. Wait. Oh wait, no, that's for the Beast Tribe quest. I was like, what is that? Yeah, we haven't done that yet. Alright, hello, Krile. We were to meet here, were we not? That's right. This is the location. My apologies for our late arrival. We thought it wise to question as many hunters as we could. So, you guys learn anything? We learned a little bit. Many have made camp in inaccessible locations. Ideal for hunting game, not so receiving visitors. I've been through the camps many a time. There was one where I had to like run around all the fucking place looking how to fucking get on top of the cliffs for it, so if you don't have flying, I can see how that might be taking a bit. Nevertheless, our time proved well spent. There have been countless sightings of an exceptionally capable Huron hunter with whom no one is familiar. Though none chance to see the man's face, his height and build match Thancred's description, as does his fighting prowess. Wait, if he was wielding an axe... Maybe they're talking, maybe it's two of them. It's like one of them sounded like Thancred, the other person probably sounded like the Warrior Darkness, which is what we know the character as so far. It was in the tail end of the cutscenes. So you heard the same tales. Be that as it may, we yet want for conclusive proof. Mayhap this is unrelated, but I heard a curious tale regarding a Vath trader. He came to Tailfeather in search of garments fit for a man of refinement, which seemed a rather curious description for one of his kind. You are implying that Thancred sent a Vath to the market in his stead. Why would he not go himself? Well, if you recall, you yourself emerged from the live stream as naked as your name day. It is a scene I shall never forget. Is it now? Well, I was pleased to see you. I mean, it was simply a statement of fact. It stands to reason that Thancred found himself in the same predicament. In any case, if he had dealings with the Vath, then they should be able to tell us, no? Yeah. Quite right, Krile. Quite right. Alright, we shall take the potion. Oh, we're getting both. Sweet. Let's go. Alright, anything else to say, fellows? Honestly, that boy... Some things never change. Even the Delphino seems to recall the details of my return so vividly. I would rather he did not draw me from memory, talented or not. A little slow, a little late. What? Alphino would like very much to continue the search for Thancred. Well, what are we waiting for? For all we know, Thancred could be waiting for us in Lost Vath. We must go and see the Vath right away. Come along, everyone, come along. You know, considering we passed through this region, I guess Thancred might have heard of our return at some point. If he's been in this region since his escape, unless the live stream held him for a long time on his journey, I don't fucking know. I don't know how live stream magic works in this case.